It's back to the pitch for the Sounders women and their perfect 4-0 record. Tonight, the opposition, a Cascadian rivalry with the Vancouver Whitecaps. It's Caps and Sounders next. Welcome back into Starfire, everybody, as the Sounders women look for their 5th straight victory. John Billings here with you on the call on USL Live and SoundersWomen.com. Well, tonight would be number 5 as the Sounders have gone up to Canada for 2 victories. They've also gotten 2 wins right here at Starfire. One of those was against the team to my right. That's the Vancouver Whitecaps, a 2-0 victory in the last meeting. Now, we should note tonight some of the national team players will not be here. Solo, Morgan, Rapinoe, gone. But that doesn't mean everybody's going to be gone. Sydney Leroux also back with the national team. But Stephanie Cox and Keelan Winters, who were a part of national team camp just a few weeks ago, they are here tonight and will be here for the rest of the summer. Now, Winters will be headed off in July, but Cox will be here for the entire season. So that means those 2 players have stepped up as new leadership roles. But I asked both coaches, as Vancouver also dealing with some transition back and forth with the Canadian national team players, how do they handle that and who's been stepping up?
Absolutely, name those 2, and then I think Kate Dynas has been playing exceptionally well, and then obviously Veronica Perez has, I think, been really solid in the midfield. So last time we played Vancouver, we didn't have the national team players either, so I think as a team we're getting better, so hopefully we'll perform a bit better.
Yeah, we've had definitely with the team going to the Olympics, a few players in and out. We've also had a lot of players sort of come in later into the team as well through university or other reasons. So as of right now, we're full on now. We've got our full squad in that are here till the rest of the season, and they're excited to really start something now for sure.
And the goals were scored in the second half. It was 0-0 at the half. Here's a long ball over the top. Holteen is tested, and she reads the head well. Perez at the top of the box. Has space, drops it back to Patterson. Looking for Manthe to go through. Now Manthe with the left foot. Back across. It's Patterson there, and she's hit right as she takes this shot. I think it was a fair challenge, but on out there and to start all of their matches. That's an impressive thing. Whitecaps with a chance at it, and Holteen read it well. And getting on her defender, not happy. Cox, a chance to line it up, a beautiful shot, and it's off the upright. Now the ball slipped through to French. She's in onside. Holteen comes out and makes the save. Katie Holteen made it with her backside, but closed down the finish. This time it's Winters again. She rises and is punched away off the line. Almost a carbon copy to the...
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think we could have probably pulled off the win today, but we fought pretty hard defensively, made a few adjustments at halftime to help us get further into the attack. But, yeah, I mean, we always want to win.
Now, 40th matchup between the Whitecaps and the Sounders was here tonight. You played in a lot of those games. It's always a rivalry, no matter what the teams are like, right?
Yeah, it is. This team, for them this year, is a little bit different than it has been in the past, but seems to always be a battle physically, mentally, always have pretty good crowds for them. I think it always ends up being a fun night in the end.
You've had to make some nice saves again tonight. Coming off your line, you seem like you really read the game well, and of course with Smith and company in the back 4, you guys were definitely cohesive again.
Yeah, it's just fun to play with those guys. The back line's awesome. I mean, they keep us together all the time. Great communication. I don't think it was, the other team was pretty predictable. They had one thing in mind, and that was to get in behind over the top. So made it a little easier to read the game tonight, but backline did awesome.
Well, we came out with a different set of players, but we didn't really come out with our best start. We made some adjustments because they really spread us out and we couldn't really find a rhythm right before the second half. At halftime, we talked about how we're going to play in our new shape, and then I think the second half we figured it out. It was the same personnel. We held a lot more possession in the second half, had a lot more chances. It just worked a lot better for us. We came out harder. We won more tackles. We just couldn't find the back of the net.
What was the difference between a goal tonight and the 0-0? Looked like you guys were close but couldn't quite come up with a combination.
Couple of inches. We had some crosses in there that we just didn't get a foot onto, or maybe a few shots a little bit sooner, one less touch, but we can work on that.
Now you've come across the nation and first time on the West Coast. Seems like every game you're getting more and more comfortable here. Are you starting to get your feet in the Northwest?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I first came out, it was a little hectic. It was a lot to take in. My teammates are great. Made me feel welcome out on the field. I feel more comfortable. The communication's great. I feel confident with the people behind me and around me, and it's getting a lot better.
I think in the first half, we gave them a little bit too much space to play. Gave them an opportunity to serve a lot of balls into our defensive final third. Second half was a little bit better as far as how we were organized. We had a couple half chances, a couple serves I think could have been a little bit better. Even some finishing. We just kept taking too many touches around the top of the box. So we didn't get as many shots off as we would have liked. But it's disappointing. It is.
Stephanie Cox puts one off the upright as well. 0-0, you always feel like, was that deserving or not? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Vancouver played extremely well coming on the road and having a good system that challenged us a little bit. So it forced us to make a few changes. Katie had to have a couple big saves today. So you never want to be happy with a tie. So disappointed that it was a tie because I think we had some opportunity, but better than a loss.
You mentioned a couple less touches maybe around the box. We asked Julia, what's the difference? What's that last winning combination to get a few more goals?
I think it's just players having the confidence when they see a little bit of a window to take the opportunity. We wanted to get a little bit closer or get a little bit better of an angle, and we've got to force keepers to make saves, and she made a couple tonight, but we didn't give enough of ourselves a chance to get an opportunity to score.
So looking forward now, you've got a couple weeks off, a chance actually to train a little bit as a team. What's going to be the focus going forward for the next few weeks?
Well, we've spent so much time on defending. Now I think we need to shift our focus a little bit to getting opportunities when we're in the final third. We're getting a lot of good possession through the midfield, but then the quality of the serve and the finishing seems to be a little bit behind right now. So we'll focus on that a little bit.
So the Sounders women and the Vancouver Whitecaps tie with the score of 0-0, as you could tell from those post-match interviews. Both teams a little bit disappointed. I think Whitecaps a little bit happier after the 0-0 and getting the point on the road. The Sounders couldn't really hold in some of that disappointment. Both teams did fight hard, though. Another shutout for Katie Holteen, and the back four looked good and strong, cohesive once again, even when Dinah shuffled in with Brooke Gilbert out. So next up, the Sounders women a little bit of time to prepare before their next outing, June 17th, right here at Starfire against the LA Strikers. The Sounders looking to get back on their winning trail and start another win streak here once again. Well, for myself, John Billings, and for all of our crew, we'll see you next time here at Starfire.